and girls who are doing well. Right, it's now time. We're going to be a bit quicker tonight because we've got the draw. There'll be a lot of people. Now, look, Joel said about prizes. Tonight, somebody is going to the Challenge Cup final. Somebody's going to the Challenge Cup final, Club Wembley, with Super League Raw. We're going to get to that a little bit later. Will it be a member? It might not be. Of course, people, bought tickets who weren't members. It was open, but the members got additional freebies in there because they are members. So if they're an entry member, they got an entry. They got 2 entries if they were team talk, and 6 again, and 3 if they were team talk. And then, of course, people could buy extra entries as well. So that draw is live. It's coming a little bit later. How exciting is that? 2 lucky people will be going to Club Wembley Challenge Cup Final 2025, courtesy of Super League Raw. I'm excited for that draw. It's coming up a little bit later on in the show. Right, let's get in to the Fantasy our Predictions League. Last week, members and myself, 16 points. Greg and Earl Crabtree got 14. Joel, 13. Steph and the non-members, 11. What that means is the members are now tied with Mr. Nixon on 130 points. Then it's the non-members on 116. I've leapfrogged Steph for a week on 115. And the battle of the giants at the bottom continues to be with big Earl Crabtree. He continues to have the bragging rights over his good friend, Mr. Joel Scholes. So congratulations, Reggie. You're just about hanging up there, my friend.
Well, I had a shocking week. It was going so well until Castleford and Wakefield, and then it all fell off a cliff.
Indeed. Now, of course, for those members, as you know, we will be going into great detail on Captain's Run this coming Thursday at 6 p.m. You'll be able to catch the Captain's Run. We will get into the analysis of these matchups in the Captain's Run. So we're going to keep it quite high level this evening because we will get into full analysis on the Captain's Run. That's the benefit of being a member. But here we go. Magic Weekend. Couldn't be happier. East Stand, Super League Raw. We're going to be there in force. It's going to be a great, great weekend. If you're a member of Super League Raw, it might have been an all-dayer because a lot of us, I think over 20 of us, in fact, are going to be staying over, more than that staying over, but over 20 are going for a curry at the end of the night. That is unbelievable. I can't remember the actual number that Greg said is going, but our party is going to be going into the early hours of the evening, and then we're going to get up and do it all again on the Sunday. Outstanding stuff. Right, Magic Weekend kicks off. What a game. What a game to start off Magic. This, for me, one of the games of Magic Weekend. If you're going to start it with a belter, and this is a belter. We'll come to Steph last, as always. Joe, like me, mate, no bands this week, so it's going to be fully fit, as much fully fit. Will Joffa get his debut for Lee? Unlikely, I think he only arrived today, but he might be get himself a place on the bench. Will we see him as a new signing? But what a game this one is, Joel. You've got to be looking forward to it. Talk us through it. Let's not forget, Catalan Dragons, one of the informed teams in Super League, won the last 5 out of the last 60, won 5.
And that's the main point, Dave. Yeah, cattle on the building. They're really hitting the straps now. I think they're kind of finding the form within the team. They've needed that bit of time because there has been some big name signings going in to this year, and I think we was all a bit surprised about how they started the season. But now you're really seeing some combinations kicking in, and it's going to be a really nice weekend. So obviously this is always going to play in Catalan's favour when the weather's hot. But you can never discard Lee because Lee are a wonderful team to watch. They have been over the past few years, and I'm just really looking forward to seeing these matchups. Possibly, could this be one in the forward packs? Could possibly maybe go in the way of the Catalans there, but then you look at the backs that you've got at Lee and the outside backs, it's just so strong. This is a very close game, maybe closer than what people are expecting. So I've gone Lee 1-8 because I think Catalan are really, really gonna aim for this one, but I think Lee are going to have just that bit too much for them on the day.
Happy days. Greg, your thoughts?
Well, Joel summed it up nicely there. I think, Cass are coming into some form. I'm hoping Offengawi plays. Maybe Steph can fill us in on that. I think, Lee coming into form as well. I just think that Lee are going to put on a show. And I'm going for Lee 18 plus.
18 plus for Lee.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, 18 plus for Lee. That's a big shout. That's a massive shout.
That's the second reason I'll be on Give Your Head a Wobble next.
Wow, you're already booked in advance, mate. So don't worry about that. Ryan Bevanley, 1917. Thomas Bevanley, 1917. Craig's going exactly the same way. Mr. Fourth, Kev Wall's going the same way. Alex Sharp, give him one there to Mr. Sale, 128, the Catalan Dragons. Bazza goes Lee. Dawn Baker, good evening, Dawn. She's going 1917. Hopefully, see Dawn at Magic. Dawn Kirby, I'm sure we're going to see it Magic. She's gone likely 9-17. Andy Bibby going Catalan 1-8. Interesting. But yeah, more Super League Raw members than Salford fans. Sorry, that was a bit of a low blow, Kev. Well, behave yourself. Shocking effort. I think he means at Magic there. Phil Webster Lee, 18 plus. And Carla Collier. Good evening, Carla. I hope you're well. First time I give you a shout. And Carrie as well. Carrie's gone Lee 1-8. And Carla's gone Lee 1-8, as Aidan Simpson. I'm going to go. Callan don't tend to play well at Magic. Let's just put that out there. They just don't, as a rule. They don't travel well a lot of the time, but for some reason, Magic even more so. On that basis, I'm going to go Lee 9-17. Over to you, Mr. Sale. What's your thoughts on your team? Are you backing them this week?
Well, you'll find out in a minute. The Lee against Salford had probably about £1 million worth of salary cap sat on the bench. Not in the stand, not on the bench. Obviously, Pape suspended. Quite a few injury niggles. We don't know if Tessie New or Amaya Hanley are going to be back for this one. I suspect they won't be. So it's looking like the back line is going to be similar to last week. The other one, what Lamb came out with today, is that David Armstrong looks like it's going to be out for 4 weeks. So where we thought it was only going to be a week or so, that's going to be a bit longer. But Joffa did arrive on Friday, so he is going to play in this game. So all I'll say that one is what it's worth watching just to see what this guy does. So yeah, it's going to be fascinating. Him going up against Sarte is going to be Sarte.
Especially if it's off the bench, Steph, because we said, didn't we? I think in Round Unpack that Sarte off the bench is a big unit, it's a powerful unit. So if Joffa's off the bench as well, we could be in for a bit of a treat 25 minutes in.
Absolutely, and if not, it could be against Pangai Junior. So it's going to be it's two big boppers there who he's going to face up against. So it's going to be a bit of a welcome to Super League for him as well. So yeah, it's got all the hallmarks. There's two sides who have improved over the last few weeks. It could be an absolute classic. It could be quite one-sided. You just don't know. It just depends. Lee have got their adversity in this one. I think it might be closer than what Reggie thinks. But I'm going to back my team 9-17.
Outstanding. I'll tell you what, boys, I'm sitting here and I'm buzzing. When you see that, when you just think the quality that we've got on show over 2 days at Magic with the greatest community rugby league, the friendship, the sport. Oh, bring it to me. Bring it to me. Outstanding stuff. What a way to kickstart a Magic weekend. Yes, I, for one, really looking forward to that one. I will be firmly seat on the El Derriere, well and truly placed at 3 o'clock on Saturday. I don't want to miss a second. Never mind Aerosmith, not miss a thing. I'm not missing a second. It's going to be an outstanding game of rugby league. From, dare I say it, a prime fillet steak with the, maybe Don Alberto quality fillet steak, Mr. Sale. We go from that to this. Look, I mean, in the interest of time, does anybody give Salford a prayer? Do we just say LKR 18 plus and move on? Albeit, I do think we're going to be treated to some wonderful tries from KR. I think KR will be salivating at some of the trickery that they might be able to put on show against Salford at the weekend. Does anybody see this other than 18 plus to Hull KR? Anybody?
No.
It's going to be 18 plus, but Salford never give up. They'll always try. It's not going to be boring, though it is going to be 18 plus just because KR are just red hot.
Yes, I would have to say probably between the times of 5:15 and 7:30. Yes, we will keep an eye on the fair on the field, but I think that this is going to be a moment of real good camaraderie in the Super League Royal community in the stadium. Come and have a chat with us, and of course the likes of Dawn Kirkby and Bazza Kingston and all of that lot. They will be loving it. They will be absolutely loving their team between these times. And, Carvalho will go from Chihuahua to Big Dog again. But anyway, we'll see how they get on a bit later in the season. Right, we move on then to a proper way to finish the weekend. I've already said it. Alex, just go on mute a minute, Alex, just to reaffirm what I said earlier on. Paul Wellens has got an 85% win ratio against the Leeds Rhinos. He's got a 100% win ratio in the last four games. So if ever there was a tonic for the gin of Paul Wellens, it could be this one. Saints against the Rhinos. One thing's for certain, two teams very, very similar at this moment in time, hot and cold. We're going to learn a bit about both teams. It's a must-win for Wellens. Wellens, for me, there's going to be a Challenge Cup break after Magic weekend. I think it looks as though Paul's going to be at Magic. If he was to lose this, I fear for him in terms of beyond Magic. Greg, I'll start with you. Do you agree in terms of if Saints lose this, it could be the exit for Paul Wellens? But how do you see the game, mate?
Yeah, you know what? It is a difficult one, and as much as we've given Paul Wellens big raps tonight and support, this is a game that Saints would have probably earmarked to win. And as you say, they've got a bit of the hoodoo over the Rhinos, Wellens and the Rhinos, and what the performances he put against them. The problem is, I think Saints, their confidence is low. They came back well against Warrington in that first half, but basically Warrington made a lot of mistakes to let them back into the game. They didn't have a half-back on the pitch in that second half at Warrington, and they still managed to keep Saints to one try, and it was quite an easy performance at the end. I think Leeds are more buoyant. They got beat by Hull KR, but it was a great performance. Connor, I think, has been given his head to do what Connor wants to do. I think he's got a coach there that says to him, you go out there, you go and play, you do what you do, you go and show what you're capable of. And I think a confident Connor makes for a good Leeds side, and I think that Leeds are going to win this 9-17.
9-17 to the Rhinos.
Yep.
Mr. Sale?
I think it's going to be a lot closer than what people think this, and I'm actually going to change my prediction to what I sent over to you.
There you go. Go on, lad.
So, I mean, Leeds have been great, and I think they're better. Well, and they're definitely better than what I thought they'd be. So, and I 100% think Leeds are going to make the playoffs this season now, based on what I've seen so far. And Jake Connor's a big reason, because Brad Arthur's got him playing the right way, and it's massive for Leeds that. And that's also helping the rest of that Leeds side out as well. I saw St Helens first hand last week, and I don't think they were that bad. I don't. I think if they can cut those errors out, there's a team there. I think we're going to see a reaction from Saints. I think they're going to be boosted by Dion Cross coming in. I think that's going to be a really big signing for them. And I think those senior players at St Helens will get together this week and know they've got to put a performance in. And if they do that, then they're capable of beating Leeds. I'm going to go Saints 1-8.
Saints 1-8. I think that's a very tasty little partnership, Percival and Dion Cross. I have to say, I think that's going to be a very nice little partnership indeed. There you go. You see, that's what Super League Raw does. When you give, you load Steph up with a bit of analysis, and he changes direction because he knows it makes sense. Saints have got a chance here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry about that. It's going to be a proper game of rugby league. Joel, your thoughts?
Yeah, and that partnership is going to be, for me, the possible win or loss of the game. It's a great partnership. Is it just a little bit too soon to really learn how to play together? Not sure, because it's been a while since he's been over there. I think just because of the form and how things have been going, I think the pressure is going to be at boiling point, especially at Magic. Why we're talking about Wellens possibly going, that can only be from external influences. He needs to stay. We've said that. But Leeds are on their own path. They're finding some great form. You look at the likes of Jake Connor, he's come in, he's really trimmed down, he's lost quite a bit of weight. I believe 10 kilos he lost when he came from Huddersfield to Leeds. That's a heck of a lot of weight for him to go. So he's got some of his speed back. His knees far better than it was last year. And you're just seeing some really good play. And I think that Saints are going to fight back. Hence my prediction, but I'm going Leeds 1-8.
As does Aidan Simpson. He's gone exactly the same way. Phil Webster, he's gone Leeds 9-17. Freddie McGilvery, he's gone the way of Mr. Sale. He's gone Saints 1-8. Ooh, Tom Massa there, 9-17. Big reaction, as has Nige Bennett as well. Dawn Baker's gone 1-8. Oh, they're all coming in here. Okay, there's that many. 9-17 says Dawn Kirkby for the Leeds Rhinos. Carla Collier's gone Leeds Rhinos. Carrie's gone Leeds Rhinos. All I know is this, right? What a game. Big questions. We'll be answering them all on the Captain's Run. If you're not a member, you're not going to see Captain's Run. I do apologise for that. Or I don't. But yeah, unbelievable. Sailor, big question. Is he going to start at fullback? Will the drop Wellsby back? Johnny Lomax, will he be back in the standoff? Big decision there. We've got some colossal players in the front row. We've got, the likes of Morgan Knowles, James McDonald, who continues to produce quality rugby league football. Oh, this is going to be a great game to bring the curtain down on Saturday. Do you think I'm excited, folks? Oh, yeah, you bet I am. Marvellous. This is what we're talking about. Saints Ellens 1-8. I'm going, that's right. I'm going Saints 1-8. I think Mark Percival will galvanise all above. Choo-choo. The Mark Percival train. Come on, boys. You know you can do it. And then it's going to be a very interesting decision for Mr. McManus over the course of their week off. Does he stick? Does he twist? We will discuss all the fallout on Round Unpacked and Simply Raw Weekly next week. Anyway, we move on to the next game. Here we go. It's the Huddersfield Giants taking on Hull FC. And before we get to that one's for Bazza Kingston's Nan. She always says I'm moving too much. That's because I'm excited. It's a great game, isn't it? Outstanding stuff. Good evening to you. We hope you're enjoying the show. Right, okay, let's get into the Giants and Hull FC. We'll come to Joel last, of course. Let's start with Mr. Sale. Mr. Sale, the Giants against FC. You wouldn't think that the Giants could do this. You really wouldn't. They're going to have to be a lot better than they were against the Castleford Tigers. Do we expect a bounce back here from Hull FC and a win for the Black and Whites?
I think we do, but I think we also need to cast our minds back to that early round fixture this year where it was it Golden Point? Was it a 1-pointer? Yeah, that FC won.
Yeah.
I think Huddersfield are going to come with a real good attitude to this one, and I think they're going to really give Hull FC a game. Obviously, Hull FC have just been involved in that on Sunday as well, so only a short turnaround compared to what Huddersfield have had. But that bruising encounter against Wigan, I do see FC winning the game. I think they've just got too much class, and I think the big difference is from the last time they played is obviously Price, who had a really good game against Wigan. So I don't think it's going to be a battering. I think it's going to be quite close for at least 40, 50 minutes of this game. And I think Hull FC are just going to pull away with it. So I'm going Hull FC 9-17.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sale. Mr. Nixon, Will Price goes up against his former employers. Do you fancy Mr. Price to score? And should Mr. Sale be looking at as part of his accumulator on Thursday?
Well, maybe. I mean, he's improved game on game as Will Price. I don't think he covered himself in glory the first couple of games, but he's improving. He's getting better. I think he acquitted himself well against Wigan. Is SASA in or out? Do we know that?
Not heard.
I think
he's on the photos today, though. So he's been on the photos promoting it, but I haven't heard a definitive on that.
He'll play.
Yeah. If he doesn't, it's a massive miss. But Huddersfield can take hope because for a lot of games this season, they've played really, really well in the first parts of game. I think that's a theme that's run throughout the whole season, that most part of the season, that Huddersfield have really done well. They did well against Leeds a couple of weeks ago. They did well against Warrington in the first game of the season. I just think that Hull, despite the short turnaround, have got more at this moment. I'm sorry, Joel. I love you, mate, but I'm going to go Hull 9-17. So the people of Huddersfield are now planning a street party for Sunday to celebrate the first win of the season.
Carl's gone Huddersfield 9-17. I think that's probably because it's all FC. So, but at least he's showing you a bit of love and support. Everybody pretty much going on FC in the chat.
I did say Hull 9-17 then, didn't I?
Did, yeah. Hull FC 18 plus for the non-members. The members have gone FC 9-17. Joel, is it a clean bill of health? Did everybody come out unscathed? Obviously, the likes of Wolford will be better for his run out last week. Any Hail Marys, our fathers? Do you fancy your chances, or is this another defeat, mate?
So far, as it stands, everyone was okay from last week, which is brilliant news. We may have a couple bodies back. Couple, not sure. But I think now the ring rust has gone from last week. I'm not seeing a massive blowout. And yes, Mr. Craig, I gave you some big plaudits last week for backing me, and now you've gone and just done me one silly there. So we're on thin ice, you, Mr. Craig. Mr. Craig Forth. Joking aside, no, we are going to struggle. Hull FC are just a really quality side. But I think Huddersfield are going to come out swinging a bit more this week. The ring rust is still not going to be fully gone, because as I did say last week, it's going to take 2 or 3 weeks at least to get to match fitness. Though I do see an improved performance. I think we've got a full pack. When I say a full pack, I mean the best forward pack we've had since the start of the season, probably. We are still without a lot of players, but it is nice to have some back and possibly a couple more come in. But I'm not going to say who yet, because I don't know if it's for definite. So,
what score are you going?
And I didn't tell you that either, so yeah, apologies. I went FC 9-17. Not a blowout, because I think we're going to do enough to not make it look too embarrassing.
Yeah, I'm going FC 9-17 as well. But Phil Webster showing incredible support for you. Huddersfield 42 plus. Okay, Phil, whatever you're having, put it in the chat. We'll order that in for next week. Right, okay. Wigan Warriors taking on the Warrington Wolves. Look, I mean, we'll come to Greg last on this one. Steph, will start with you because Joel went last. We saw Warrington before the Challenge Cup final last year put a load of kids out, and they against a very strong Wigan side, and very nearly won. Warrington are going to need the same spirit that they showed against Saints, but probably up by at least another 20-30% if they're going to do Wigan, I think, in this one. Your thoughts, very briefly, very mindful we've got to do the draw. Your thoughts on this and which way it's going to go?
Yeah, I'm sorry, lads, but I'm going to go for a comfortable Wigan win here. I think Sam may have one eye on that Challenge Cup semi in terms of maybe protecting a few players, especially ones with niggles. No, Matty Ashton is massive, as well as the halfbacks. When you're going up against the best, and Matty Peake's not going to rest players. You're going to be facing the full force of Wigan. Unfortunately, I'm seeing a bit of a repeat of Vegas here. I'm going Wigan 18 plus.
Yeah, I could sort of see that. Joel, I mean, does Sam Burgess, last year he put a weakened side out pre-final, and he caught him out in the final. Does he keep momentum? Does he keep pushing forward with the players he's got? Or like you say there with Steph, does he actually think, well, no, actually I need to rest a few here, and because my best chance of silverware is the Challenge Cup? Which way do you see it, Joel?
Yeah, I think with everything that's going on, I think you can't really afford to be resting too many more people at the moment, even though that would be a good thing to do. I think for the for and against points, he has to put out as strong a side as he possibly can. I am unfortunate going Wigan 9-17, and I've gone 9-17 because I think that he's going to put out as strong a side as he can. But Steph makes a very good point. Yeah, there could be some much younger blokes playing, and if that's the case, then it will be an 18 plus. But I'm going 9-17.
Fair play. Not hearing anything at the moment in terms of a weakened side, Greg, I have to say. But this would be one hell. I mean, so much so I'll go as far as to say that Craig Fulf's buying the curry if Warrington win this one, quite frankly, because he should be ashamed of his team if they don't beat Warrington with that amount of issues in the half-back pairings. Over to you, Mr. Nixon.
Well, if Warrington beat Wigan, Craig Forth is buying our curry and paying for our hotel stay. And the petrol to and from Newcastle, because Steph makes a good point. Will Sam Burgess look at this side eye up the semi-final next week. I'm not sure he's got that many players available anyway because of injuries.
I don't think he'll put the kids out, Reggie. Just on that, I don't think he'll put the kids out. What I'm saying is, if there's anybody with a slight niggle, I don't think he's going to risk them. He'll rest them if he can.
Well, yeah, that's as I say, a good shout, but I don't know who he's got to bring in, to be honest, apart from academy players or reserves. So, we've got no halfbacks. I think this game will decide Ollie Leyland's future at Warrington. If Ollie Leyland plays, then he has a future. He doesn't. He has no future at Warrington. Ben Curry may continue in the Hearts, I think, as we said earlier on. I just can't see Warrington winning this. We had high hopes at Vegas. We had a strong team. Mistakes were made. We've now been weakened by injuries to Ashton, to Williams, to Sneed. Lindop is out. Lindop's out for a while. There's a lot of players who could have filled the gap. They're out injured. I can't see anything but a Wigan 18 plus, and that hurts me to say that, but I can't see any other result than Wigan 18 plus.
Yes, in case people that are watching are wondering, earlier on we heard Steph giving some big shout outs to his injured players. Yes, Steph is learning the violin, and it would appear so is Greg, based on that summary, is what I would say. I agree. I'm hoping for a 9-17 Wigan. I just don't want to blow out anything. If Warrington can keep this within 2 scores, I'd be very impressed. I think Wigan are just a quality side, and they should absolutely do Warrington. But complacency, taking it for granted. They know the injury problems of Warrington got. Weirder things have happened. They certainly took them for granted in that game before the final last year, and it nearly caught them out. So that's Warrington's biggest hope. Craig Forth going Wigan 9-17. He doesn't really mean that. He doesn't really mean that. He's just been. No, Craig, behave yourself. Honestly, come on, bite your teeth.
He's just scared of getting the curries in.
Yeah, exactly. Shocking.
Bordering on facetious.
It's disgraceful. It's disgraceful. John Ogon, Wigan 9-17. Tom Massive, Wigan 18 plus. Rebecca's still talking Lee 1-8. I don't know where Rebecca's been all night. Good to see you though, Rebecca. Good evening. Ryan Berry, Wigan 18 plus. Very little love for Warrington. That's what we expect. Right, albeit Sam Hull, little Sammy's with us. He's back in Warrington 1-8. Good lad, Sammy. Right, we finished the weekend with this one. Castleford against Wakefield, of course, a really close affair at Bellevue. That wonderful game a few weeks ago. This is the repeat. Castleford, a much different side, it's got to be said. Joel, will kick off with you. Wakey Castleford, big game this one. Of course, bragging rights, local derby. Where do you see it and why?
Battle of the Wakefield District again. Yeah, great game this. It's really good to see Castleford having a much stronger team, a much stronger squad. I think it's going to bode well for them in the weeks to come. But being such a big stage for Wakefield, I think Up the Trin Brigade is going to be coming out strong, and I think they're going to put on a really good show. I have gone Trinity 9-17, but I definitely don't see it as a blowout, and I wouldn't be surprised if Castleford could nick it with the players that they've got at their disposal now. But I'm just going off form only, and Wakefield have just had a better season so far, and that's all.
Fair enough. No dramas. Good man. Mr. Nixon?
Rimbo to run the show. Castleford 1-8.
Wow. Same as Nigel Bennett there. Over to you, Mr. Sale.
I think this is going to be an absolute classic game between obviously probably the one proper derby in the fixtures for Magic. So obviously that can cause performances to go up for both teams, can't it? In terms of it meaning so much to the fans and the clubs as well. Castleford much improved in the forwards, which we've been crying out for. We've always said the backs at Castle are pretty decent, and it'd be interesting to see Tom Amon if he ups his game even more from what he did last week against Huddersfield. I think he had a pretty decent game, but obviously he's still got to feel his way into it, get up to the Super League level again, having not played that much at this level for the past few months. But Wakefield, great performance over in Catalan. It's a tough place to go. I thought they really attributed themselves really good over there. I've got a funny feeling after that loss they're going to be really smarting and they're really going to want to put one over on Castleford. So I've gone Wakefield 9-17.
9-17. A lot of love for Cass. They've been coming up on the screen as the boys have been talking there. Vast majority of the people watching live this evening going the way of Castleford Tigers. The non-members, they've gone Trinity 1-8. The members have gone Trinity 1-8. I see revenge. I see Castleford 1-8. I think Trinity travelled last week against Catalan. Heartbreaking loss. I mean, for long periods in that game, they looked as if they were going to win. Castleford strengthened. Assy was a lot better with a better pack in front of him. I thought Rowan Milnes had a good game as well, very good with the boot last week, and that again could be vital in this game. And when they first met, Castleford had the better. Wakey had the better pack. You'd argue now Castleford have got the stronger pack. And it's for that reason I'm going 1-8 to the Castleford Tigers. Right, great stuff, boys. Thanks for being brief and quick on that one. We've got a draw to do in a minute, but before that, we've got to drop in on this one.
Are you sick and tired of winning your bets every week? Want to contribute to the bookies' Christmas party? The bets to ignore when predicting the score. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Bet Steph.
So this week's Bet Steph, I've got away from the outright winners. I've gone all handicaps again this week. As you've just heard, I think Lee are going to have just enough to get over Catalan Dragons, and I think that -4.5 should be achievable by Lee this week. Leeds plus 2.5. Obviously, I changed my prediction and backed St Helens, but Leeds could still do it with that plus 2.5. It could be a 1 point, a golden point for Saints, and we still get this one coming in. So I'll be interested on that one. Hull FC -16.5. Got a bit away from my prediction earlier on there, but for the purposes of the bet, this could happen. If Huddersfield don't turn up, Hull FC are more than capable of overturning that deficit. Wigan -12.5. I think that's probably the safest bet of the week, given what's happening at Warrington. And Wakefield -6.5. I've just said my piece on Wakefield. I think they're going to be there 9-17, but that's probably going to be the one that's the most unpredictable in this round, Wakefield cast. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. So if you do want to get on it and you fancy losing £1, it's 25-1.
Yeah, there's every chance that you could lose £1, Mr. Sale. There's every chance that you could lose £1. Right, okay. We now come to the big one. We announced this very early on in the 2025 season that we were going to give 2 tickets away to the Betfred Challenge Cup final to join us at Club Wembley. Of course, members got their draw. They got their entries as part of their membership. 1 entry for 18th man, 2 for 6 again, and 3 for Team Talk. And then we offered people the opportunity to buy extra entries. And I'm very thankful that quite a few people did that. Of course, that money will go into a pot to one side for Grassroots Rugby League going forward. So we really appreciate your love and support for that. Now, for those non-members, again, every single week there's a QR code at last been scanned for this evening. My last little plea to everybody, we average thousands upon thousands every single week listening or watching our podcast. The difference between us and other podcasts is this. 1, I think we do a great show. But secondly, we have a membership and we give back. That's the key element. We give back. We do great prizes. Some of those are free of charge. So, for example, this year, we've given free tickets to our members to rugby league matches. We've got the grand final on the way. Again, tickets will be up for grabs for that. There will be tickets up for grabs for the Everton Ashes game. So there's loads of things in the pipeline for our members, but you've got to be a member. It's as simple as that. We can't continue to do what we do at the rate that we do. These shows take a lot of time to put together, and I'll be honest with you guys, without your love and support, and I thank everybody who is already a member, without your love and support, it would have to be watered down and I'd have to go and get a proper job Simple as that. You know, I've just got to be honest about that. You know, I cannot look after my family working the hours that I'm doing on Super League Raw unless it becomes viable. So I'm really, really hoping that you'll become a member. But also, if you do become a member, be mindful of the fact we give you great opportunities. One, to be a part of a brilliant community. Two, we give incredible prizes out, FOC, to our members. You know, a lot of members have already got their membership back in the prizes that they've won. You could do exactly the same. Right, with that plea, there's a QR code, there's comments, you can become, but now it's time for the draw. Okay, now I'm hoping this works because we're going to go live to my desktop. So wish me luck, boys, because of course we can only try this when we're actually on. So with a bit of luck, in a minute, you're going to see the wheel of names come up. Here we go. Let's hope that this works. Can you see the wheel of names?
Yeah.
Outstanding, right. So there we are, we're on. Here we go. Right. So as you can see, all the entries are there. You can't even see the names, there's that many. There's over 400 names there. All the members are in. And as I scroll this down, as you can see, they're the people who bought additional entries. So they're all in there. Everybody's got a chance. We're going to shuffle them all up because that's what we do. So we're shuffling them all up as we speak. And in a moment, we're going to set the wheel off. But there you go. I'm happy with that. Here we go. We're off and running. Who's going to win? Here we go. Game on, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a bit excited. I have to say, who is this going to fall on? Massive opportunity here for somebody. It's slowing down. It's slowing. We can't even see what names are there because there's too many. It's such a shame. But there you go. Here we go. It's slowing down. Who is going to win 2 tickets to the Challenge Cup final? We're going to find out in a minute. I'm really excited, actually. Here we go. Who's it going to be? It is... Who is it? Anybody? It's Keith Halwell. Keith Halwell has just won himself 2 tickets to come and join Super League Raw at the Challenge Cup Final 2025. You will be coming with us. There's about 16 of us that are going down there, are sitting together. There's more that are going to find out what block we're in now. The draw's out the way, and they're going to try and get seats in the same block as us as well, which is fantastic. But Keith, many congratulations. I think it's fair to say that Keith has just won his membership back and more, courtesy of Super League Raw. He will be joining us at Club Wembley. There's going to be more prizes on the way. Like I say, Challenge Cup Grand Final tickets will be up for grabs a little bit later in the season. We have already booked Ashes tickets at Everton, so they're already in the bag ready to go, but we're doing those promotions a little bit further. And of course, we've also got the quiz night at Warrington with Sam Burgess, myself and Sam Burgess doing a quiz night with all the first team of Warrington for Warrington Wolves Squad Builder. That's on the 17th of June. So there's loads of stuff coming, but boys, that is our biggest competition yet, and I have to say I was quite excited by that.
It's brilliant. And you can bring Orville as well.
What's that, mate?
You can bring Orville.
Orville, yeah, Keith, yeah, absolutely. And you know, again, it says a lot about our community. There's a lot of all our members in the chat who have just missed out on that, and some of them bought extra tickets. But the first thing that they've done is they've congratulated Keith, and that's what it's all about. Thank you, everybody, for your love and support. So, Keith Halwell, congratulations. Get in touch with me. You know my phone number. It's on the website. Give me a call. I'll let you know what the plans are for that. And that, for me, gentlemen, has been a brilliant edition of Super League Raw Weekly. Steph, Greg, in fact, I'll start with Reggie, because Reggie's been there 4 years, hasn't he? Reggie, nobody does it like us, mate. It's vitally important people support us even more.
Oh, please. Yes. Scan that code. Become a member. This is the greatest community in rugby league, as everybody keeps telling us. If you join us at Magic Weekend, you'll find out what we're all about. And I guarantee you will want more. It's brilliant. Love it, love it, love it.
Absolutely. And of course, Mr. Sale, you won't be with us this year, unfortunately, but you would concur with what Mr. Nixon has just said. It's going to be a very special Magic Weekend.
It is. And I just want to say thank you to all the members who've already joined and subscribed and supported everybody. You know, it's fantastic, the community we're building. I'm absolutely devastated I'm not going to be there with you all at Magic this year. Obviously, I was there last year, but not this year. But you'll have a great time and represent the sport with pride. Support these lads while they're there. Make sure you get loads of selfies with them, because that's what it's all about, and we just want to keep growing it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Joel, over to your good self. Unlike other podcasts that is one way, we're both ways. We love being around our members. We make a real point of meeting up at games. I mean, for example, I can now, and soon you guys will be able to. If we wanted to, we could go and sit in press boxes, but we choose not to. We want to sit with our members. I could have been sat in the press box for Magic for the Challenge Cup. No, I'm sitting with our members because I'll have a far better day alongside our members than I would in any press box in the world. It's fine. Again, it's a great community, Joel, isn't it?
It is, and if there's any one plea I can give to everyone who's watching, it happened last year. If you remember, there was a snippet of the first ever show that was done with both Dave and Reggie, and when you look at that very first ever show, and I please go back and find it. It's there. Have a look. Definitely look at Reggie. Watch, and you look at the production, how it's changed from then till now. That has only been possible through your memberships. And when we say that we spend time with the members, we're talking quality time. It's not just the rugby. It's the curry nights. It's the going to people's houses. It's the hospitality that they've shown. And we have got some of the most beautiful members I think I've ever personally met. And I've spent time with Mark this weekend, this last weekend just gone. I've spent many times with Bazza down in Hull. And I'm looking forward to meeting many more people. Genuinely, we have a wonderful, wonderful community here. And that is only grown through your participation. And the show that we can put on each week is thanks to your contributions. So just remember that. It's what you've done that's made this show what it is today.
And it will continue to get bigger and better. And for the first time in I don't know how long, we will not be going out with top performers because we haven't got the time to do it. Unfortunately, we're going to get cut off in literally 35 seconds. So, look, top performers will go out onto the social media channels this week. Thanks for those lovely words, gentlemen. We are on a journey. We want you to be a part of it. I mean, we haven't even talked about share a lift and share a lift and all the rest of it. It's an outstanding community. Become a part of it. Enjoy your Magic weekend. I concur with Steph. Behave yourselves. Represent our great sport as it deserves to be represented. Let's all have a great party because Rugby League should be the winner. We will see you on Friday, from Friday onwards at Magic, and we'll see you